Hello and welcome to Shambhavi Spectrum. This is Shambhavi here, and I have a special guest, Usha Sarda, here, the founder of Empower Yourself. And this show specifically is called My USP, My Undisputable Superpower. And we are going to talk to Usha all about her journey, her life in Dubai, and of course, her books. So stay on. Good morning. How are you doing today, Usha?
Good morning, Shambhavi. Thank you so much for inviting me over here. I'm doing great. How about you?
Great, fantastic. So I want to start actually with a question that you do training for sales.
Hmm.
Isn't selling that itself a very difficult task? How do you manage?
Yeah. So I would say that selling, if you consider it as selling, then it is very difficult. But if you consider selling as problem solving, it is easy. Of course, it takes a lot of effort, lot of way from coming here to here. However, once you get that your customers' issues, their pain, and you actually look how to solve their problem, everything comes in place, easily. So I'm also on a journey. However, I've realized that.
So it's fantastic, and you're right now. We are in Dubai. When did you come to Dubai? Where were you before this? What was your journey like? Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah. So I'm from India, basically a Rajasthani, but I'm born and brought up in Mumbai. So I was completely in Mumbai. I moved to Dubai after immediately after my marriage and my first child. So it is 12 years back I came in Dubai, and since 12 years I'm in Dubai.
And
And
from the time you came here, you've been working as a sales trainer and communicator, communication expert, or what was your forte when you came in here?
yeah, so when I came in over here, I was into finance. So I'll just tell you my journey. I'm the one who has hopped from science, commerce, and then now arts. So earlier I was into software engineering, which was only a little bit, just some gist. Then I did my MBA in finance. So I was a hardcore finance professional when I came over here. In fact, I worked over here as a treasurer as well in a oil and gas company. Then I took some break. Again, the same story for all the women, kids home, giving them time, the guilt and everything. So I was at home. Then I was always into teaching. So I'm teaching since I am 15, 16 years old. I'm teaching since then, on and off. The subjects keep on changing, but I'm into teaching. So I took up the teaching of math and science from 8th to 12th. So I used to do that as a part time in an institute. That was my journey. And this training thing started 5, 6 years back. So I would say I'm an NLP trainer and I teach sales NLP techniques for sales. That's what I do. So this training journey started 5 years back, training as well as life coaching. So this is what I do.
So this is a segue for me to ask you. We have Women's Day coming up now,
Mhm.
and you said that you left an oil and gas job, which we
Mhm.
all know is one of the highest paying in the industry. And
Mhm.
do you think if there was a role reversal, or if you had to go back in time, would you take the same decisions as you did, Usha, or would you think about it in a different manner now?
I think what happens for the best. Had that time I would have continued, I would have stayed there. And now I'm here, I'm in a happy space. I think I'm happy over here quite a lot. And I'm with my family as well as I'm doing my passion. If I've seen my friends who are in work and you're earning so well, then you cannot leave that. In my case, I'm happy, and I know that a few years down the line, I'll earn more than the salaried people as well. That's what I can see. And at the same time, you are living your life. So I think it's not about the monetary thing. It's about the satisfaction, the ultimate fulfillment. So I'm very happy, glad that it happened, and I'm in very happy space right now and satisfied space.
And you're an entrepreneur and
Yes,
founder of Empower Yourself, and you've
yes,
empowered yourself to start with.
yes.
And
It started
so
with
with,
myself. Yes.
so with your financial background, you also mentioned something about chartered accountant training. For tell me a little bit about what do you do there in the Institute of Chartered Accountants, which
Okay, so I'm a guest faculty at Chartered Accountant. I teach over there. So this is nothing to do with my finance background. I teach over there communication skills, leadership skills. So they have a course called GMCS and MCS, which every charter is supposed to do.
mm.
So whenever there's a requirement, I go over there and teach these things. The my expertise of NLP and communication. So I teach that over there.
So from software, finance, and into NLP, how did that jump happen?
Yeah. So there's an interesting story. Everything first starts with your personal life, and then you get into it and make it a little bigger version. So this is little few years before the COVID. So again, I had two kids. I was working uh, as a as a tutor, as a professor, and I love teaching. So I was happy in that. But again, within me, there was something that was not feeling fulfilled, not feeling satisfied. What happened is I used to watch my own friends on CNBC, meeting my own friends, and I was thinking that I am not doing something substantial, the dreams that I had. I was always career oriented. So that didn't happen with me the way I wanted. So there was some kind of unhappiness settled within me, and that grew as I got, as I became mother for the second time with the second child. So it grew a little more, and that was now coming on my behavior, and I wanted to correct my behavior. I realized that this behavior is not good in long term. My some unhappiness from inside is coming on the outside, and it is affecting the relationship between me and my first child. So that's when I heard about life coaching. I thought, let me do this and work on myself. So I did life coaching. I first coached myself and I could see the changes in me. What I realized, Shambhavi, is that for every internal patterns, there is an outside behavior. If you want to change your outside behavior, you have to work on those patterns. And I could see the change within myself and in my behavior, and the relationship between me and my daughter was improving. So I realized that, wow, this is amazing. This everybody needs. So I kept on doing courses. I did cognitive behavior therapy. I did emotional intelligence practitioner. Then I did NLP practitioner, master practitioner, and then I did trainer. And I started working on myself more deeper, as well as I started working with family and friends around me. And we could see the change, we could see the shift. Then I was like, this is what I want to do in my life, and I'll go ahead with this thing. And then I emerged. I mean, I just combined the coaching with the training because teaching was something I can, relate with at the core.
So this is a question which I usually ask coaches, and especially when you're dealing with a lot of mental, grief of other people, agony of other people. How do you keep yourself objective and away from, how does their baggage not become yours?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and that's very, very important. So, when we are coaching, what we do is we do not get involved. So, we do not sympathize, but we empathize. So, there's a technique which is just a technical term, which is like either you're associated or dissociated. So, we do not associate and mix the emotions. We keep the emotions aside, just listen and ask relevant questions. So, if you do not get associated, do not barge into the emotions, you can do it. Now, saying it is very easy. How to do it? One is to check yourself, check your breathing. And after you do it, just do an internal checkup of yourself. Just 2 minutes, just silent and work on it. So even if there is some emotional energy coming in, it will go off. So this is very, very important because my initial coaching days, it was very difficult for me. I used to take up the energy, and my whole day used to get affected. So this is very, very important.
Yeah. Especially when they are your family and friends and their problems, you kind of feel that you need to solve it somehow or the other. Then,
Right.
then, and then this is also receiver oriented. The person who is getting the like whatever you're offering, they should be ready to receive it, right?
Right.
And then how do you deal with that when they are not open to receiving, though they have seeked your help in it,
Hmm.
but they are not alternating their behavior or incorporating the changes which you recommend? How do you deal with that, with the friendship part of it more than the NLP part of it? How do you deal with that?
So what do I do is whenever I'm dealing with, if suppose it's a friend, so I just set the expectation that right now I'm your coach, you are not my friend. And when I'm coaching somebody as a coach, I adopt certain beliefs. So I believe that even that person who want to change, he is there to change. That's why he's come to me.
Yes.
He will take his own time. He's doing the best. He or she is doing the best for themselves. So when I inculcate this belief within me, I do not pressurize on myself that there should be a change. I will just go with the free flow, and it will automatically happen. It's like you're planting. So you just add a seed, you fertilize, you water it every day. It will grow. There will be different seasons, there will be problems, but it will eventually go. Similar like parenting journey. So I do the same thing with coaching. I leave it very open for them. I'm always welcoming, and it works wonders if you do it in this way, not putting the pressure on them, because they also feel the pressure.
Really, you've described it very well. And I want to, from here, move on to your book journey.
Hmm.
You're author of multiple books. Please, how do you do it?
So I've written two books. One is with co-authors of the group which we are part of, Digital Marketing Google. That is one book, and this is my own book. This book is Lost, I think. You can see
Yeah,
Lost.
I can see. Yeah, lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is somehow my journey, what I have learned. So, but one point of time I felt lost, and then I found myself through this coaching and this training journey. So in this book, I have added all those things like when you feel lost, what should you do? So whatever I have learned in life coaching, in CBT and NLP, I have inculcated all the lessons that has worked for me as well as for my clients. And if you're feeling lost, or if you're feeling burnout, or if you do not know what is your direction, this book, this self-help book can act as a guide, step-by-step guide to work on yourself and become a better version of yourself, which is empower yourself. So this book is all about.
And what was the book writing journey like? How much time did it take you? Or did you just get up one morning and say, okay, I'm going to write a book? How did that actually happen?
So it was very easy, and I'm very blessed for that. I just met a author coach from India. I did it with him. So his way of making us write the book is through subconscious process. So you won't believe. I mean, it is his style, and of course, the book was ours, the writing was ours. So my first draft was ready in 3 days,
Wow.
and I wrote the whole book, total three drafts in just 1 month, 3 to 4 drafts. But in this, I was just involved into this book. It was a very different journey. I was in the flow. And when I was writing this book, I at least wrote 14 to 15 poems, 20 to 30 quotes, because he took us within ourselves. So it was a different journey. It didn't take much time, 1 month, and I had written 3 to 4 drafts. Though my publishing and editing journey took a little longer, but writing journey was very, very smooth, and I was very dedicated. I just gave my time. The other people could not write so like how I did it. A few only in our batch were able to do it, but we just followed the process and it worked for us.
So you said that you came up with a poem and a couple of poems and also quotes. Is there any favorite quote of yours which you always use for a particular situation which you would like to share with our audience here?
Yeah, can I read few quotes
Yeah,
from the
please,
book
please
itself?
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So I'll read my own quotes. Huh. So in my book, I talk about being self-aware. So one of the quote is unawareness is the cause of all the misery in your life.
Okay.
And there are many people who live in the past. So
Yes.
if you allow the past to manage your life, it will damage your life.
Mm.
These are
Right.
few quotes I've written.
Nice, very nice. And so tell me, do you read a lot? And who are your favorite authors? What kind of books do you read? Tell me that.
So I read, yes, not a lot. However, I do read. So I like currently I'm into that self-help books only, and the books that help me to enhance the sales skills, marketing skills, management skills. So I like Brian Tracy's book,
Okay.
John Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
I also like Shiv Khera's book because his books has lot of stories. I love, storytelling. I use that a lot in my trainings. So these are my few authors. Yeah.
So since you mentioned your trainings, you also use a lot of reference to movies, right?
Right, right.
Tell me a little bit about that. How
Yeah,
did that start? Or, I mean, we are
yeah.
all inspired by movies. I think we should all have either been acting or we should be directing or something. But what is your story behind the movies? Tell me that.
Yeah. So in my training, I always use some or the other movie examples. So when I'm training, I do not just do talk, talk, talk. Because if I talk, you will sleep, sleep, sleep. I always say this. So my training is more activity based. There'll be activities, there'll be videos, there'll be discussions. It will not be one way traffic like Dubai exit, ek baar gaye to chale gaye types. It is two ways. So I always used to include one or two example from movies. Then I realized why not teach from movies. Of course, I had a mentor also who suggested me this. And so last 1.5 year I started a thing called as Fun and Learn. I also call it as moving ahead with movies. So we take up a movie every year. Currently, we have done 25 movies with kids and adults combined. Uh, we take up a skill, we take up the movie and combine that learning with the movie, and then we do the learning and application. How to apply it in your life is the major thing that I talk about in my training, because that is more important. Knowledge is available everywhere. So this is what I do with related to movies. And the inspiration was, I was very good at movies and I remember few movies a lot. So I just combined them together.
This sounds like such a fun thing. Give me an example of a movie and a skill, please.
So I'm doing a workshop tomorrow itself. It's about ABC of relationship. ABC is attitude, boundary, and communication. So we are taking the movie Tamasha tomorrow, in which we will see how the right attitude helps a person to work in a difficult relationship or in any relationship. So we'll be taking the example from the movie.
So they have to watch the movie and come in advance, or how does it work? Or do you show
Tomorrow,
scenes from it?
yeah, for tomorrow's workshop, it's not required because it is just a glimpse of the movie. Because tomorrow's workshop, I'm combining with a book as well.
Okay,
I do book
good.
explanations also. So I'm combining together. But in general, I ask them to watch the movie and come, and then we watch clips, and then we draw the learnings. And
So,
even if you do not have time to watch the movie, it's perfectly okay. I'll give you
so
one more
this,
example. Yeah, tell
yeah,
me.
sure, sure. Please go ahead.
So
Yeah, tell me.
I did one course, extraordinary leadership lessons from Lagan. We all must have seen Lagan.
Yes.
So we draw three learnings from that movie. One is
Hmm.
the visionary part. The rest two, if you want, you can attend my another repeat one. But yeah, that will be a better way to understand. So one is the visionary.
I
He was able to win the cricket match because he saw the vision that we will be free. So he kept his vision and his desires above his fears, and he was ready to overcome it. So every leader is a visionary. The difference between a leader and a follower is only the vision. If you have the vision, you will get the strength. Automatically, it will come from within. So this was one lesson which we learned from that movie. And how to find out your vision is what I added my psychological part, I mean my NLP part in that, and took it ahead.
Wonderful. Sounds very exciting and full of fun and something which is totally relatable. So thank you for sharing that, Usha. This particular segment which I do is called my USP, yeah, my undisputable superpower. So I want to know, what is your undisputable superpower?
Okay, so my superpower is I'm good at teaching. I love to, rather than I'm good at teaching, I would say I love to teach, I love to train. So I feel I can teach, if I learn anything, I can teach anything in a very simple and engaging way. And I love to speak, I love to explain, I love to explore things. So this is my superpower, training and teaching.
Wonderful. Thank you. So tell me, what does 2024 and 2025 look like? What are you, any new things that you're planning to do, or something which you're planning to continue your journey? Tell me a little bit about that. And yes, don't forget to tell me your favorite movie before we finish our session today.
Okay. So my current favorite movie is Mission Raniganj. I have watched it 5 times already. So I'm a kind of a person who will watch only selected movies, but I'll watch it like multiple times. So I've watched few movies 50, 60 times also. People will find it difficult. How can
which,
she do that? But
which one was that? I want to know because I have a list on that, but I want to know your list.
India, 83, Hum Saath Saath Hai or few movies. So out of 100, I'll watch only 2 or 3 movies. I'll not watch all, but the ones that I watch, I don't leave them. I keep on watching them. I do not know why, but probably it gives me inspiration. That's what I feel. Yeah. So this was about the movie. Now, your next question was, what are my
2024,
plans?
2025. Yeah.
Huh.
What is your future plan? What's your vision? Yeah.
So my future plan is to expand my training at a bigger level. I've started taking personal offline trainings on my own. So to expand it, take more and more courses, and to write one more book, probably on action part, because this is the part where we all miss or we, somewhere lag. So I want to write a book on that, and a lot of more plans to be a speaker and to speak at more and more places and to share my knowledge and also to learn a lot of things. So these are my plans, yeah, for next
So
2 years.
amazing. So I think it's your undisputable superpower, which is teaching, also comes from the fact that you're open to learning, sharing with people. And I think sharing is a big part of teaching.
Yes.
A teacher inside shares whatever they have, and when it multiplies, they feel so much better. So this sounds so good and amazing. And I'm sure everybody's going to be inspired to come and attend your workshops and interact with you. And of course, we love listening to you when you speak in the public forums like Digital Marketing Dubai and other forums also. So thank you very much. Just wishing you all the best. Do you have anything to say before we say bye today here?
Yeah, thank you so much, Shambhavi. The last parting words that I would like to say is live your life to the fullest, whatever it means to you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so very much. Have a lovely year ahead, and I look forward to seeing more and more of your growth and more your books out in the open. Happy journey, happy empowering yourself. Take care for now.
Yeah, thank you so much.